Shots of Brown, shots of Brown, black, black, black. Show 'em on the track, show 'em on the track. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot. Shots of Brown. You can take it straight or on the rock. Shots of Brown. On this platform, it goes down. Shots of Brown. Ain't no way, ain't no cap on Shots of Brown. Take a shot.
Yo, 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 welcome back to Shots of Brown, baby. Listen, if you're new here, you know what to do here. I need everybody that's supporting to hit that subscribe button. We on the road to 10K. I couldn't do it without y'all, man, so I want to thank each and every one of y'all who've been supporting, whether it's been watching the video, sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, hyping the videos up. I couldn't even have made it this far without the support from y'all, so thank y'all. I love you and appreciate you. Before I get into this video, I want to say tomorrow makes a 5-year anniversary for Bobby Brown Jr. If you don't mind, if you can just drop in the comments, long live Bobby Brown Jr., I would definitely appreciate it. I love you, cuzzo. I miss you. This morning I woke up out of whack and I'm wondering, like, I was going through it this morning. I ain't even gonna lie. Just emotions going crazy. And it dawned on me, like, tomorrow is Lil B's anniversary. His birthday's the 26th. This year he would have been 33 years old, man. I love you, cuzzo. Miss you like crazy, and not a day that I go by that I don't think about you. But for this video here, though, man, y'all seen that performance? We were so proud of Unc, man. During these times, it was some great moments. I know y'all see that title, and it might have a few of you worried and concerned, but this is from the old American Music Awards, the last one. This is probably the last one he did, actually, that I believe. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that. But this was from 2002, late 2002, early 2003, the Ja Rule Thugloving performance at the American Music Awards. Around this time, it was a great time, man, because, Unc, he was out of the limelight for a while when it came to what everybody knew him for as far as music and, like tearing down that stage and doing what he loved to do. He was around this time, he was mainly in the limelight for all the, BS that he was going through. So around this time, he was back in that mode, you know what I'm saying? And it was just good to see him back in that mode. Good to see him back on stage. Good to see him get that look again. And around this time with this whole Thugloving era, you could just see the difference in Unc. You know what I'm saying? So it was just definitely a time to be had. If you've been on the platform for a while, you know that I've done videos about the whole Thugloving era, but they're probably from like 2-3 years ago. So if you want me to do more content on that era, drop it in the comments. There's a lot that went on around that era. The infamous fight with Usher, Corinne Steffens came through that era. It was just a whole lot. So this Thugloving era was a crazy era. Definitely rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Shout out to the whole Murder Inc. They always show Unc the utmost love and respect. Also, the family, the entourage as well. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Irv always laid the red carpet out for Unc. Every time Unc traveled or did something with Murder Inc., he got a big bag. We flew private jets from Atlanta to LA, back to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So stayed in the big suites, Ritz-Carlton. Everybody had their own suite. So he always laid it out, man. But I remember Unc getting this call, during this whole Thugloving era. I'll just give y'all a little backstory. The Thugloving record was actually recorded in Miami at the Hit Factory. I wasn't there for that process of the record being recorded. After the record was recorded, obviously the video was shot. The video was shot in LA. We shut down Hollywood Boulevard for like a week. Shot it there. Video was crazy. When I tell you, I don't even think they edited the video the best, because his footwork on that video like was just crazy. But a lot of the best scenes I feel like didn't make the video. But the video was great though. But just that whole era of shooting that video, man, in LA was something dope for us. So I'll get more into dropping more content around that, around the video shoot. But after the video shoot, you know, we all flew back, came home, and then a little while later, Unc got the call to perform at the AMAs. Around that time that Unc got the call to perform at the AMAs, you know, he was going through legal trouble here in Atlanta. I believe he was just got locked up not too long ago. That's another video that I'll do. We was just leaving, kicking it with Charles Barkley and Ice Cube at the Ritz-Carlton. Left there and Unc got locked up. But, and then he, you know, was on probation from that. But, so, long story short, they wasn't allowing Unc to travel to LA to perform at the AMAs. They were trying to stop him from that, you know what I mean? And me knowing Unc, he wasn't going for that. He wasn't about to let, he wasn't about to let them take that look from him, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's been a long time since Unc had that look like that for real, so for him to be on a stage, AMAs, in front of millions of people, the whole world, he definitely wasn't turning that down. But I remember one day we was at the mansion, man, and we was in the kitchen, living room, you know, they was right there. Uncle B, Auntie Whitney, God rest Auntie Whitney's soul, I love you, Auntie. My mother, a few family members, a few of the nephews and everything, and I was just saying like, yo, we going to LA to do this performance, but my probation officer didn't allow me to travel, so I'm gonna have to just go to jail when I get back from LA doing this performance, telling Auntie Whitney, and Auntie Whitney she wasn't happy about it, you know what I'm saying? She was like, no, Bobby, no, please, just think about it, and he was just like, you know, obvious reason. Of course she didn't want Unc to have to go to jail, you know what I'm saying? But Unc refused. He's like, listen, man, nah, like, I've got to go. I'm doing this performance. I'm tearing this stage up, you know what I'm saying? So the decision was made for us to fly out to LA and for Unc to go and perform and do this performance at the American Music Awards. So I just remember we flew out to LA, man, private jet to LA. We go fly, we hit the city. Black trucks come pick us up from the jet. We go straight to the Ritz, check into the rooms, boom, boom, boom. Kicking it. We had a great time, you know what I'm saying? Had a great time, man. You know, I believe we did rehearsals. We went and did rehearsals, and if I'm remembering right, for the American Music Awards. And we went and did rehearsals for the American Music Awards, and you know, that night just happened. So y'all seen that picture that I posted after the video with Uncle B standing right there on the red carpet. If you look behind him, that's me standing behind Unc in the green Celtics gear. So that was the night of the American Music Awards. We was on the red carpet, getting ready for the performance. Man, I just remember this was probably my first award show that I've been to. And I just remember it just being a good time, you know what I'm saying? We pull up to the awards, they let us through, you know, we got Bobby in the car. They let us through, we get there, we having a good ass time, you know what I mean? The energy good, everybody excited to see Unc, showing Unc hella love. So Unc was on his one too, you know what I'm saying? I remember before we actually left Atlanta, Unc had shaved his head bald. So you know, if you know Unc, when he shaved his head bald, that means he ain't come to fucking play. Real talk. So he cut his hair, shaved his hair. We get out here to LA. So now we got the awards, energy back there, popping. Everybody Energy great, you know what I'm saying? He in his zone. He feeling good. I remember going back there, everybody was just showing love. Shout out to Nelly. Nelly was one of the coolest people I met in this whole game. I kicked it backstage with Nelly for a little while. Then I remember we bumped into Nivea. We ended up bumping into a room, and there was a whole bunch of people in there. Walking in the room, Nivea, the singer, seeing Uncle B. She was on the phone with her mother, and she see Uncle B. She started going crazy. Oh, Bobby Brown, what do you like? You know. And she's like, I'm on the phone with my mother. Bobby, please say something to my mother. Hand her mother the phone. Uncle B on the phone, chopping it with her mother for a few seconds rather. Energy just great. Know what I'm saying? Had a good ass time, man. Irv, the whole Murder Inc., they showing love, they excited. Unc excited, everybody like, yo, just excited to see Unc back in his zone. Then here it come, the performance. Know what I'm saying? I remember Unc had on that, he was fly, had on like the mink suspenders, the mink jacket. They had the helicopter on the goddamn stage with the drop top old school on the stage that pulled up on the stage. Y'all see it yourself when Unc jumped off that when Unc jumped out the old school and ran on that stage. He was just back in, the love he got, everybody was just clapping and cheering and, happy to see Unc back doing this thing, man. Unc was back in his zone, you know what I'm saying? Killed the performance. They killed that performance. That performance was dope. I'm backstage. I'm on the side of the stage watching the whole thing. I'm back there on the side of the stage watching the whole thing. So it's dope. After the performance, Unc come back there. We hugging Unc. He like, how I do, nigga? You killed it. Whoop-de-whoop. I mean, nigga, we proud of you. We all laughing and hugging and talking shit and just energy was just great, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I miss, man. Some days I sit back and I be like, damn, I just miss how that brotherhood that we all had, the way we used to mob, and one thing that we always did, Unc took us around the world, you know what I'm saying? The nephews, his sons, we went around the world with Unc a couple times, you know what I'm saying? So I'll always appreciate and love Unc for that. Just the experience, the things that I was able to experience in my lifetime, just being with Unc. A lot of people wish they could have experienced, couldn't even fathom the things that I've experienced. But it was just a dope time, man. But I remember, after the performance, everybody, just the AMAs. So everybody got shows. Everybody got after parties and all type of shit going on that night. So they trying to pull us in all different type of directions. And I remember we linked up with Mariah Carey. And Mariah Carey, she was congratulating Bob, like, you killed it. I got a show. I got an after party. I got a little party, whoop-de-whoop, over here, boom, boom, boom. Y'all fall through. Another person that was cool as hell that you wouldn't even think, when you see a high caliber celebrity of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, you're not gonna think that, that they would be as cool as they are, you know what I'm saying? But Mariah Carey, cool as hell, kicked her shit just how we kick our shit, you know what I'm saying? So I can see why Nick Cannon rocked with her. She just was real, you know what I'm saying? So we fell through Mariah Carey's party. Kicked it with Mariah Carey and her people, and she had every celebrity and every celebrity in the building. Just had a good ass time, man. Left her party, hit a few other people's parties, and did our thing. Just moved around the city, having a good time, having a dope time actually. Then we was in LA for about 1 or 2 nights, about 2 nights, 3 nights tops, and we flew back to Atlanta, came back here, and then Uncle B ended up going to jail. Which he already was expecting. He already knew this was coming, but he ain't end up doing long, I believe. After I did some investigation and I seen it said that he did 8 days on that. But that sounds about right, because he ain't going to jail for a long time. But it was worth it for Unc, you know what I'm saying? It was worth it for Unc. he definitely enjoyed himself. Was back in that vibe, back in that zone. So, yeah, it was just good memories, man. Good times. And I know y'all like, damn, well, how the hell is that a good time? And he went to jail. But you just had to be there, baby. You just had to be there. But I love and appreciate every one of y'all who tuned in and watched the video, man. If this is your last video you watch before the holidays come, I want to say happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to you and your family. I hope y'all have a great time. Please be safe. Till next time, I love y'all. Shots of Brown, baby.